a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they match up with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. From up top, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, hope you prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts heading out, and Andrew Luck, the one leading the way, coming off a season in which he threw for nearly 4,600 yards to go along with 39 touchdowns, second most in one season in his career. This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
And they should come in pretty well rested because they had their open week last week. Ideally, all teams want to have that open week later in the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off, rest up, heal up, and come in ready to play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake it. Now Locke. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacked there by Nick Perry, the outside linebacker.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Play action. It's Locke. It's caught by Funchess. And he'll be out right at the 35. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Off of play action, it's Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Justin Houston in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Out of the gun, Luck. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. A run through the starters defensively for the Texans. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I would have loved to have been in their meetings this week and hear that grizzled old defensive coordinator talk about, well, you did okay, guys. We did all right. Holding them to 13 was pretty good, but this week I expected to be less than that.
I'm going to need to hear that a lot more often. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll try and run for this with Mack. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So with 4th down coming up, here's Adam Vinatieri now for the Colts field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Pierre Desir in on the stop. Back to throw, Watson. And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. On 2nd down, it's Mack, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and settle them down.
Ebron's got it. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Nick Perry able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway.
And the pressure gets to him again. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Well, a couple of good division battles coming up in primetime this weekend, starting tonight with Sunday Night Football. Eagles and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then tomorrow on Monday night, it's the defending champs, the Patriots, on the road at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. 2 not to miss to close out Week 6. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. A gain there of 30 big ones.
All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From just shy of midfield, Watson, Jabal sheared, wreaking the defensive havoc.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. They'll run it. It's Mack. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge differences we know between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And always going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now a 1st down throw. Locke. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Back to throw. Locke.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To the air again, Locke. Ebron with it over the middle. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a 1st down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a 1st down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, he usually gets it done. The Colts with a first red zone opportunity of the ball game. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Throwing again is Locke. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. He completes this one to Mack. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though...
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting him the way he's booting him, keep going, big guy.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, You've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver, and it's second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Watson, off play action. Dancing to his... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, 51! 41's coming. 41's a Mike. What we got? What we got? What we got? 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Man, let's go.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Try to lay one up deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Run, 40! Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Luck on first down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Love. Looking deep for Hilton. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the 2nd quarter. Tyler Boyd, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head to Green Bay. Check out the Packers at home, Lambeau, and they lead the visiting Raiders at halftime. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it.
Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Guy and Charles Davis.
So here are the Texans to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 2nd and 2, Watson.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. This is Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Here's Watson. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 28.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
First down, a run with Cohen. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. The inside linebacker, Danny Trevathan, gets the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
On 2nd down now, it's Mack. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
3rd and long, it's Locke. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. Now it's Locke off the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Perry in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
They'll run here with Mack, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's got his man Hilton. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the backer, watch the backer. That's it.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Andrew Luck, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago when he was Comeback Player of the Year, and he needs another one right now if he wants a Colts victory. Now Luck. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. He was looking for the rookie Paris Campbell. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3rd down here. And the blitz does come. And now another one thrown incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
On first down, Cohen. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
You need to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
On first down, they'll start out with Matt. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Here's Locke, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Luck now to throw. And the catch made by Hilton. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. A tackle almost on the spot. That means that
a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now Watson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. They find some open field here. The 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Andrew Luck and the rest of the Colts offense ready to take over. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix it up here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Love. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Love. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Luck's throw finding T.Y. Hilton complete. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. Now Luck. The two big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now it's Luck. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here we go on 4th. Luck. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Nick Perry. And this Texans defense stands tall. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Check, 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 check. Check, 31. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
They'll run it with Jones. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. They'll go again to Jones. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Texans will burn the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing now, Watson. It's caught by Garcon. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Now Jones. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Love. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. One last throw here for Love. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time is run out on this ball game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Texans, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.